America's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News Midday.
We begin with breaking news. A massive earthquake killing several people in Colombia. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Andrew Ward. A 7.4 magnitude earthquake striking in the South American country early this morning. These are images here showing the utter destruction. At least 20 people are dead right now. Those earthquakes destroying hundreds of buildings and killing more than 5,000 people. Back here in Lincoln, let's talk weather here this morning. Beautiful look at our Allo Communications camera. We've got temperatures already in the low 80s out there, and it's very, very muggy. Let's get on over to meteorologist Houston Hall. He's got a closer look for us in our first forecast. Good morning, Houston.
Good morning. We are already seeing some heat indices in the upper 80s, even some lower 90s, as the moisture is in the low to mid 70s. So it's very hot and it's very muggy. It feels like a summer day across the whole state. Well, not the whole state just yet. You can see most of these sensors are saying mostly cloudy, and we are mostly sunny. That verifies. There's a little bit of low-lying clouds, if not a little bit of patchy fog development right in the middle of the state. You can see the outline where there's sunshine, southeast Nebraska, and then far western Nebraska. What does that do to our temperatures? Keeps them in the 70s in the middle of the state. We're in the low to mid 80s for those temperatures. And the moisture, it's in the purple, and that gives us a heat index value. Feels like 92 in Omaha, 88 here in Lincoln. Feels like 90 down towards Hebron. So it's getting pretty hot and muggy. We got a wind not helping us much out of the northeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. The rest of today, temperatures in the lower 90s, and then severe weather chances to this evening into the overnight hours. That continues in your Tuesday, and then Wednesday, that looks to be statewide. So I'll show you the whole forecast main weather.
Good then. Thank you very much, Houston. Developing now, the Nebraska Republican Party is suing to keep the America First Party off the ballot. According to the Nebraska Examiner, their lawsuit is asking the Lancaster County District Court judge to overrule Nebraska Secretary of State Bob Evans' decision not to intervene with the party's creation. They're also asking Evans to declare that the party's language is meant to confuse voters and breaks state law. The goal is to stop the party from being officially recognized. The lawsuit argues that the sponsor for the America First Party, quote, dressed up the party with conservative talking points. Evans' office announcing Friday the proposed party has met the petition signature threshold. Now to the war in Iran and prospects for reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. New numbers, though, this morning. Gas falling nearly 10 cents a gallon in the last week. That's according to Gas Buddy's latest report out today. The average here in Lincoln is now at $3.91. That's close to what we've been seeing on our Now Local News app lately. Nebraska's average is also down more than 8 cents a gallon, now at $3.82. According to Gas Buddy, the national average is also below $4 a gallon. But oil prices are once again up this morning. Today, new questions about negotiations to end the war with Iran and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Iran, over the weekend, making sweeping demands that some experts say are a complete non-starter. ABC's Olivia Rubin has those details and what it could mean for negotiations moving forward.
This morning, sweeping new demands from Iran in exchange for reopening the Strait of Hormuz, saying they won't do so until the United States, quote, corrects its behavior. Iran demanding the U.S. lift its naval blockade and sanctions on Iran, withdraw troops from around the country, reimburse Iran for the cost of the war, and release Iranian assets.
They clearly feel like they're in the driver's seat, and they feel like they can put demands out there that essentially they know the United States can't and wouldn't accept.
It raises new questions after Trump last week said a deal with Iran to reopen the critical waterway was imminent.
It could be soon.
But now, in an interview with Axios, Trump's saying they are only, quote, semi-negotiating with them. And the president notably has not made any new military threats, at least not publicly, instead appearing to focus on economic pressures. And Trump had previously threatened massive strikes against Iran, warning that this round of negotiations would be their last chance. Now, no word on where the president might go from here. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
Well, today, the City Council is planning a discussion about vehicles you may see on trails and sidewalks. Council members are looking to clarify confusion over the use of e-bikes, e-scooters, and even golf carts. They're holding a public hearing today over the new amendments for those vehicles. So according to City Council's agenda for today, the amended guidelines will align with state regulations. It also clarifies no gas-powered vehicle is allowed on a city trail unless it is a city-owned vehicle. The agenda also defines 3 different classes of e-bikes. We're going to be following this public hearing today to find out what you need to know before operating your vehicle in certain areas. Today's public hearing is at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Right now, cities and towns across the U.S. and right here in Nebraska are bringing up camera concerns. It's all about these flock cameras. There's outrage over government surveillance and over alleged misuse of the system by some in law enforcement. The high-tech AI-powered cameras read license plates and store that data for police departments to use. According to ABC News, more than 120,000 are deployed nationwide to help fight crime. They are on streetlights, bridges, and highways. The company's CEO and founder says their cameras do exactly what they're supposed to do.
We helped in over 1 million crimes last year, over 10,000 missing people.
Critics call these cameras an invasion of privacy here in Nebraska. The Ord City Council voted just last week to remove 2 flock cameras from its city limits. Now to that breaking news from overnight, more recalled products being linked to a salmonella outbreak. And Taylor Farms is involved yet again. The salmonella outbreak is spreading across multiple states, including here in Nebraska, where you can see here we've got about 5 cases so far since this all began. Taylor Farms pulling some products now off of grocery store shelves. They may be linked to the salmonella outbreak on top of the cyclosporiasis outbreak. ABC's Yori Benajad reports.
The number of food items possibly linked to that salmonella outbreak now expanding. Health officials warning about several food products that might contain tainted jalapenos that have since been recalled. The USDA says products included items like wraps, salads, and burritos that were sold at stores like Walmart, Kroger, and Albertsons. Meanwhile, the FDA listing out recalled products from Taylor Farms like salsa, guacamole, and cheese dips sold at Target, Trader Joe's, and Whole Foods. In a statement, Taylor Fresh Foods said it is not aware of any reported illnesses linked to its products containing jalapenos. Health officials telling consumers to throw the products out and say that more items may be identified as the recall continues. At least 345 salmonella illnesses have been reported across 24 states. So far, federal health officials say many of those interviewed reported eating jalapenos at either Chipotle or Qdoba. Both those restaurants told ABC News they have since pulled the ingredients from their menu. While most people recover from the illness without treatment after about a week, some may be more at risk, and that includes older adults, young children, and those with weakened immune systems. We've already heard of 36 hospitalizations related to the outbreak, but so far, no deaths. Yuri Benajad, ABC News, New York.
And we are about to find out where Husker volleyball ranks going into this season. The ABCA preseason poll set to be released today, ranking all Division I volleyball teams. The Huskers are coming off an undefeated season, Elk Forest only losing to eventual national champion Texas A&M in the NCAA tournament last year. The Huskers senior class has a record of 99-6 since the coming to Lincoln 3 years ago. Just incredible. So many are projecting them to be high in that ranking, even #1 possibly when it's released later today. Make sure to tune in tonight at 5 to find out where they rank and how it compares to years past. It's back to school week for thousands of kids in our area. One Lincoln group is giving kids more than just supplies. The nonprofit Visionary Youth is helping your children succeed. Channel 8's Daniel Da Silva speaking with the group's leaders ahead of the school year about how they are lending a hand.
Well, if everybody out there can think about first day of school, there's a lot of anxiety around first day of school. One of the toughest things for young people who don't necessarily have the financial support to have those things to go back to school is just feeling like, gosh, I don't even have enough to get to school with those standard things that I need, whether it be rulers or folders or whatever. And then the other piece is just your appearance, right? Our appearance means a lot to all of us.
Coming up tonight at 6, we dive deeper into this organization and how they plan to help kids gain that confidence for back to school. And with school just about underway here today, we're going to be seeing a lot of this on fields across our area. It's the first day of practice for high school fall sports. That includes volleyball, football, cross country, and softball. These are just a few of the videos we've been taking in the past, highlighting our coverage. And don't forget, we'll be back with another year of our Football Friday morning pep rally. Make sure you're downloading the Now Local News app for an exciting high school football and sports season. And tonight, the Seward Superintendent, Dr. Josh Fields, is going to discuss his goals for the upcoming year at their Board of Education meeting. Other items up for discussion are project updates and curriculum overview. The meeting starts at 5 at the district office in Seward. Meanwhile, Beatrice Elementary is gearing up for back to school with their Chalk the Walk event. Look at these photos here. Some great artwork by these young kids. Staff are thanking everyone who came out to decorate the sidewalks to welcome kids back to school. First day of class for elementary students in Beatrice is on Wednesday. And guys, it's just about that time. The first day of school is creeping up this week. We want to see what you are doing to prepare for the year. Scan the QR code on your screen to download our Now Local News app and send us a video of your first day of school outfits or any last minute back to school shopping. Get the chance to be featured right here on Channel 8. Still ahead this morning, a burning inferno out west. What's leading to dangerous conditions and how this may impact air quality across most of the country.
Thinking about buying a new couch?
Or replacing an appliance? You can save hundreds of dollars on a variety of items.
So before you buy,
give Savage Warehouse a try
for huge savings.
Since 1962, Friedman Law has taken on insurance companies for our clients and fought hard for the fair compensation they deserved. Call us or chat online today. No obligation, just information. Friedman Law Offices. Helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Call Friedman Law, 402-476-1093 right now.
Bringing you the most comprehensive local coverage dedicated to serving our community and bringing Lincoln nothing but the best. When you need local trustworthy news, the answer is simple. KLKN, bringing you Nebraska now.
Since 1959, Whitehead Oil Company has fueled the heartland, powering families, farms, and businesses with quality and care. From humble beginnings to a trusted name, our commitment has never changed. Service, reliability, and values that strengthen our communities. As America marks 250 years of independence, we're proud to do our part, keeping the heartland moving through our partnership with Phillips 66 and the customers we serve. Whitehead Oil Company and U-Stop convenience stores, fueling the heartland today, tomorrow, and for generations to come.
We have a challenge for you.
Don't buy anything before visiting Salvage and Warehouse. First, take a walk through the store.
You might find exactly what you're looking for.
Take the Salvage Warehouse Challenge today.
New at midday, we're diving into some major health developments impacting people all over the country. Kellogg will remove artificial dyes from cereals by the end of this year, and dairy milk may be winning again. Jenkins explains in today's Wellness Report.
Good morning. Stocks starting the day mixed as we continue to watch the situation in the Middle East. Oil is up a little bit this morning. Well, Americans got into more than 6 million traffic accidents last year, and depending on the type of crash, the chance of getting a payout from the insurer has become increasingly remote. Auto insurers did not pay out on 45% of auto liability and medical claims they resolved last year, according to a Wall Street Journal analysis. Americans are required to pay for car insurance as a condition of driving. Well, during a school year, parents spend a grand total of 432 hours on meal planning and preparation. In the study from Talker Research on behalf of Izio Artisan Bakery, parents said they'll devote 3 hours to meal planning and then another 3 hours to grocery shopping every week. They'll spend 2 hours packing school lunches and 4 hours cooking during a typical school week on average. Well, oat milk, coconut, cashew, almond, and soy. Consumers have been enchanted with plant-based alternatives to dairy milk, but their sales have been sliding. Market research company Circana says people are disappointed with the price, the taste, and the heavy processing and the low protein comparative to dairy milk. Now, Silk, for instance, launched a new line of dairy-free, protein-packed products in the last month, including yogurts and shakes. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King for Island News.
It's getting pretty hot. It's getting pretty muggy out there. We're going to see this tomorrow, and then we're going to see an increase in rain chances widespread across the state. Show you where and when in a few.
Fire emergencies in the West. Nearly 100 uncontained fires burning this morning. The smoke and heat creating unsafe air to breathe throughout the region. Some areas being considered under a fire crisis. ABC's Kayna Waitworth reports.
This morning, a wildfire emergency. Nearly 100 large fires burning nationwide, scorching more than 3 million acres as exhausted firefighters race to contain the flames. Most of them in the West, nearly 50 in Oregon and Washington alone, while evacuations are being ordered near Reno, Nevada, as the bug fire torched more than 15,000 acres over the weekend. Los Angeles County battling several brush fires. Authorities investigating a possible car crash as the cause of the Walnut Fire in Burbank. All that's left, this incinerated car. The flames quickly spreading, forcing nearby golfers to evacuate as the fire raced toward popular hiking trails.
We found the way down and we got to the road and eventually.
And northern Canada in an emergency.
Oh man, it's going crazy.
Canadian authorities confirming an 80-year-old woman died as a result of the wildfires while trying to evacuate her home. The Bald Range fire in British Columbia forcing evacuations for more than 20,000 people as flames race toward homes.
That is coming all the way down the mountain right now. Will my farm survive this?
The flames spreading along the highway as residents fled. Officials saying the out-of-control fire has scorched more than 33,000 acres.
Now, the hope is that these record-breaking temperatures will dissipate by midweek, but until then, several areas in the West will remain under extreme heat warnings at least through tonight. Kayna Whitworth, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
Today it's hot and humid, tomorrow it's hot and humid, but there is rain chances and it's getting they're going to increase day by day, especially as we go into Wednesday. It looks like rain will be likely across much of the state, and then going into Thursday, dying out by a little bit Friday into the weekend. Right now, we're seeing a little bit of cloud cover, a little bit of fog still developing in the middle of the state. Other than that, we got sunshine, southeast Nebraska, northeast Nebraska, and then western Nebraska. Well, check this out. Here's today's severe weather. They just updated this, and we are not in a marginal risk for severe weather across southeast Nebraska. Meanwhile, the rest of the state, marginal to slight risk. They did add southwest Nebraska due to that damaging wind potential as we go into this evening. Let's walk you through it. Here, through the rest of your afternoon, some models do want to put a few little isolated thunderstorms developing just near Columbus, near Omaha later this afternoon. Now, some models don't show it, but that's probably what that little cloud cover is. But the main threat of the severe weather will begin around 7 to 9 p.m. It's going to be a damaging wind threat with some gusts up to 70 miles per hour. You can see we're going to have these strong thunderstorms up here towards North Platte, near Broken Bow and Ainsworth. Now, those are going to carry a little bit of gusty winds right ahead of them, especially down there towards southwest Nebraska. So main time frame to watch about 7 to 9 p.m. Those will move east, and as they do move east, they will weaken with time. So that means they're going to be letting out a little bit of gusty winds ahead of these storms. It's about 10 p.m. to midnight. You can see there's going to be some gusty winds near Columbus and northeast Nebraska, maybe even some dying outflow winds just south of the Tri-Cities, but less. So this is where the greatest coverage, I think, is going to be when it comes to the damaging wind threat overnight tonight. And then you can see just the very quick burst of wind going through Sioux City, and then that could scrape northeast Nebraska overnight tonight into early Tuesday morning. All right, for your Tuesday, lunchtime looks just fine. Mostly sunny skies. We got a marginal risk for severe weather, very conditional. We're going to have to go day by day when it comes to this severe weather, as today's severe weather will hinder what could happen tomorrow. A few isolated storms, though, will pop out in the evening, about 3 to 5 p.m. Tuesday, off towards the west. They'll try to move towards the east-southeast, most likely weaken with time. But my goodness, this might play out overnight Tuesday into Wednesday for Sioux City, maybe a little further south. That's going to be a gusty, damaging wind threat with a gust up to 70 miles per hour as it moves into Des Moines Wednesday morning. Wednesday is going to be the day to watch. We're going to have a level 2 slight risk off towards the west, and then a marginal for the rest of the state. Now, that's going to be due to those damaging winds, even a brief tornado threat, as you can see right here. It's going to be Wednesday evening, Wednesday night. You got to watch these southern edge cells, but that's going to be the cluster Wednesday night. It moves east-northeast going into about early Thursday. It's going to have a little bit of gusty winds, some heavy rainfall, even a little bit of hail as it moves through Lincoln and Omaha early Thursday morning. So Taking the kids to school, most likely might need a little umbrella or a rain jacket. Here's a look at the rainfall potential through Thursday afternoon. Very beneficial for some spots. Could be seeing 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches, even 2, 3 inches. So we'll see how that all plays out. A little bit of cumulus clouds right there. Other than that, mostly sunny skies, and we are at 82 degrees. 70s in the middle of the state where they're seeing that cloud cover. 85 Beatrice, Omaha. We got the dew points in the muggy range, so it does feel like the 90s. 89 Beatrice, 92 in Omaha. Those will rise. Northeast wind not helping a bit. Calm. The rest of today, temperatures topping off in those lower 90s, and then the heat index topping off in the upper 90s, near 99 degrees. Tonight, 72. We got a rain chance tomorrow morning. Don't be surprised. A little bit of gusty winds might hit you 2, 3 a.m. And then the rain chances, storm chances will all continue through this weekend. It looks like Wednesday into Thursday will be the best chance for any severe weather, maybe even going into Friday and Saturday.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. New at midday, the first 2 months of summer in Western Europe are the hottest on record. That's according to the European Union's climate monitor. The average temperature for June and July was just under 71 degrees, well above average, and surpassing the previous heat record set back in 2022. According to the Copernicus Climate Change Service, it also says that July was the hottest month ever logged for the world's non-polar oceans, with record high temperatures set along the Atlantic and Western Mediterranean, putting sea life and coastal communities at risk. So to come, the debate over trans athletes is escalating in the WNBA. How one player is at the center of the headlines, and what happened this weekend to fuel the discussion.
KOK.
A hot button issue being debated in women's basketball. The debate over transgender athletes is intensifying in the WNBA, especially after star Sophie Cunningham was the victim of a hard foul over the weekend. ABC's Sophie Flay explains.
Caitlin Clark may be the future of the WNBA.
A deep launch to Marjani. No! The bank is open!
But this morning, it's her teammate, Sophie Cunningham, getting headlines.
Here's Cunningham up ahead of the field, lays it in, plus the foul, and then Cunningham gets into the face of DiJonai Carrington.
On Saturday, the Fever guard took a shot to the face from the Chicago Sky's DiJonai Carrington, who was then ejected. Moments later, Carrington posted a message on social media saying, "White privilege." Cunningham responded, "This has nothing to do with race. Last year, I did the same thing and I got kicked out, and I deserved to be kicked out. There's no reason even to play that card." Cunningham, an 8-year veteran, has been in the spotlight after recently telling ESPN, "I want to protect young girls in a locker room or young girls in a sport who shouldn't have to go against biological men." Those comments sparked rallies supporting her and protests against her at Fever games in Seattle, Portland, and Minnesota, where the crowd booed her each time she touched the ball. Some in the league are pushing back. Lynx coach Cheryl Reeves saying, "We need to protect trans kids. Every kid has a right to sports." Now, the league itself is stepping in. In a new memo, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert said the issue will be presented to a task force of team presidents and general managers next week. League rules say only women are eligible to play, but the contract language goes no further than that. The Players Union says it embraces inclusion, but warns we will not be used as political pawns. Cunningham says the league can handle the debate.
I do think that when you can come and have these conversations, it is so healthy.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Still ahead, a boat tragedy in New York City is now a criminal investigation. Why the captain is facing several charges next.
It's hotter than
News source. This is Channel 8 News Midday.
Today, one final chance to make your voice heard in Gage County. The final town hall on the Gage County Sheriff's Office Law Enforcement Center is taking place at Southeast Community College. Sheila has been there since the beginning, hearing from people living about just how important this is to their families. They're looking to expand the detention center in Beatrice. Goals include adding new amenities, retaining and expanding staff, and then housing all county inmates. It's tonight at 7 o'clock in room 134. University of Nebraska System President Dr. Jeffrey Gold is visiting communities across northeast Nebraska this week. He plans to stop in Fremont, Blair, Wayne, Sioux City, and West Point, along with 2 university sites. He will meet with the community and business leaders to discuss the future of the university system and how it can support Nebraska. And before we go, here's a live look outside at our ABC CMOS camera. I forgot what I was saying there for a second. But it's hot outside. We got upper 80s, or excuse me, low 80s right now, but the humidity is making it feel like the upper 80s. Let's get to Houston. He knows a little bit more than I do, and he probably can talk a little better. Houston, good morning.
Yeah, it seems like the heat took your breath away, and I think that might be the story for most of us, because we got the humidity back and we've got the heat, and there's no wind trying to help, but we got a lot of blue skies, which means lots of sunshine. Now, for some spots across the state, they're still dealing with a little bit of low-level cloud cover and a little bit of patchy fog. Southeast, southwest, and western Nebraska are seeing that sunshine, so that puts our temperatures low to mid 80s and then some upper 70s still hanging around where that cloud cover was. The moisture purples a little bit across really much of the state. I mean, this is a very interesting sight because much of the Sandhills region, they don't see dew points in the upper 60s nor 70s. That's moist for the whole state, so that gives everyone a heat index about upper 80s, lower 90s across eastern Nebraska. Once that cloud cover gets out of there, everyone will see a heat index, and that's only to climb. Winds 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the northeast, a little bit of cooler air trying. For today, we'll look at top off at our forecasted high of 91. Severe weather for today, southwest and northeast Nebraska. There's tomorrow's risk, but then Wednesday into Thursday, we got to watch the forecast as things could get interesting. I'll show you what I mean coming up in the main weather.
Thank you very much, Houston. Now to a road closure that started today. 3039 Street's closing their northbound lane. Officials are saying no left turns will be available. The reason is just a tree removal, which should wrap up around Thursday. That's in time for school to return across Lincoln. Developing now, the urgent investigation after a fatal boat incident in New York Harbor. A mother and her infant daughter killed, and now the captain of that boat is facing several charges. ABC's Matt Rivers has the latest.
This morning, a tragedy in New York Harbor, now a criminal investigation after a leisure boat overturned, killing a mother and a young child and injuring a dozen others.
Our New York traffic got a report of an overturned vessel around Buttermilk 1.
The boat capsized late Saturday evening around 10:20 near the Statue of Liberty. First responders rushing to the darkened waters, desperately searching for survivors.
The rescue boats are now on site. They're saying the baby might be underneath the boat.
Officials say 14 people were aboard the 22-foot recreational power vessel, which typically only holds 10 to 12 passengers. The Coast Guard, NYPD, FDNY, and nearby private vessels all joining the frantic rescue mission.
I was just hoping that they would find them safely and alive, and hopefully they're okay and they make it.
27-year-old Sarah Sanchez and her 5-month-old daughter, Antonella Garcia, were transported to the hospital where they were both pronounced dead. The family's neighbors in disbelief.
They were very friendly, very respectful.
Sanchez's husband, Andres Garcia, survived. His employer tells our New York station the couple was on that boat celebrating a friend's birthday. Their 6-year-old son was home with a babysitter. An online fundraising site set up by Garcia's colleagues says the young father must now find the strength to move forward and be there for their son. 12 other passengers were safely rescued and treated for minor injuries. These images showing the moment the boat was pulled from the water. The boat's operator, 46-year-old Manuel Hernandez of Manhattan, arrested at the scene. Investigators are looking into whether the trip may have been operating as an illegal charter.
And again, the big outstanding questions here, how and why did this tragedy happen in those waters? They're just behind me over the weekend. That's the questions investigators are going to have to determine. Matt Rivers, ABC News in Liberty State Park in New Jersey.
Now to some breaking news from overnight. A deadly attack by Ukraine hitting a major oil refinery in Russia. Authorities say at least 13 people are killed, including a child. 75 more injured. Officials say it was a drone attack by Ukraine that hit a refinery east of Moscow. One Russian official says this is the deadliest attack in Russia in more than 2 years. Russian investigators are now opening a criminal case into what they qualify as a terrorist attack, saying Ukraine had struck residential areas. Both Ukraine and Russia have repeatedly said they do not target civilians. Also breaking overnight, police responding to the home of Kim Kardashian after a suspected burglary. Deputies with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department responding to the Hidden Hills area property Sunday afternoon after reports of a break-in in progress. Authorities taking a 27-year-old into custody as the investigation is ongoing. Kardashian is not believed to have been home at the time. She and her children have reportedly been staying at a nearby rental while the $60 million property undergoes renovations. Happening today, the only man ever charged in the killing of Tupac Shakur is heading to trial. Jury selection is set to begin today for Dwayne Keefe Davis, who's accused of orchestrating the murder of the rapper 30 years ago. Prosecutors are accusing Davis of providing the gun. He was previously arrested in 2023 and has pleaded not guilty. Here's ABC's Alex Stone.
Tupac Shakur was a hip-hop giant. The face of West Coast rap in the 90s, shot dead in Las Vegas that fateful night, September 7th, 1996. Today, Las Vegas prosecutors say they can prove the murder was orchestrated by one-time South LA gang leader Dwayne Davis, street name Keefy D.
Hey, Keith, Metro Police, come over here.
Davis seen here being arrested in 2023 for Shakur's murder. He spoke exclusively to ABC News from inside jail.
I'm innocent. I ain't killed nobody, never did ever kill nobody. They don't have no evidence against me. Came and put me in Las Vegas.
But for years, Davis has boasted about his alleged involvement in Shakur's murder. He even published a book admitting to his role in it, a book he now says he didn't write. Davis now pleading not guilty to one count of murder.
And I'm being held against my will. I'm supposed to be out there enjoying my twilight.
Prosecutors allege Shakur and Death Row Records founder Suge Knight assaulted Davis's nephew, and then Davis set out for revenge. He and 3 others in a white Cadillac allegedly finding Shakur and Knight at a stoplight off the Vegas Strip. Shots were fired, Shakur dying within days. Prosecutors say while Davis did not fire the bullets, he provided the gun and ordered the hit. This morning, from prison, serving time in an unrelated case, Suge Knight telling ABC News exclusively he believes Davis will have a hard time convincing a jury his confessions were lies.
Everything he said and talked about, he already told on himself.
Now, for his part, Davis claims he's been lying all of these years to sell books and that he didn't have anything to do with the murder. Prosecutors want to prove he's been telling the truth. Jury selection could last all week. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
New midday, an Alaska Airlines flight that's delayed Sunday nights after 2 passengers allegedly threatened flight attendants. The disturbance happening while the plane was taxiing for takeoff from Miami to Seattle. Air traffic control audio capturing the pilot requesting law enforcement and saying the crew was entering cockpit lockdown protocol. The plane returned to the gates where passengers were forced to deplane as a precaution. 2 passengers were removed and rebooked on a different flight. The remaining passengers were allowed to reboard. The flight departed about 2 hours late without further incident. Authorities later determined there was no credible threat. Also new this midday here at home, Seward police are searching for this person. They say he was involved in a shoplifting of alcohol at a local gas station. We're told it happened last Monday. Seward police believe he may have gotten into an out-of-state vehicle. Anyone with information is asked to call police or Crime Stoppers. Still to come this morning, Advancing Ag, a partnership between a Canadian startup and UNL, has grown into cutting-edge tech. What developments they have made to the future of farming. PTX Trimble, a Canadian company, recently opened an engineering center growing out of a nearly decade-long partnership with UNL. The facility is staffed largely by Husker alumni and researchers developing technology that can turn existing tractors into driverless machines, helping more farmers save time and work more efficiently. Well, Kellogg will remove artificial dyes from cereals by the end of this year, and dairy milk may be winning again. Jane King with today's Ag and Energy Report.
Oat milk, coconut, cashew, almond, and soy. Consumers have been enchanted with plant-based alternatives to dairy milk, but their sales have been sliding lately. Market research company Circana says people are disappointed with the higher price, the taste, and the heavy processing, and its low protein comparative to dairy milk. Silk, for instance, launched a new line of dairy-free protein-packed products in the last month, including yogurts and shakes. Well, Kellogg says it will remove artificial colors from all of its cereals by the end of the year. The change comes a year ahead of schedule. Kellogg said last August that it would remove synthetic dyes from its cereals by the end of 2027. But the company said Thursday it's identified fruit and vegetable-based juices that will give cereals like Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks their distinctive colors. And major U.S. consumer brands and food chains are seeing substantial growth overseas, while domestic sales are slowing down. Kimberly-Clark last week reported a slight decline in organic U.S. sales, but international sales were up, including big gains in Vietnam and India. And Kraft Heinz said net sales in emerging markets climbed 10%. Starbucks and McDonald's also say that global growth is growing. And during a school year, parents spend a grand total of 432 hours on meal planning and preparation. In a study from Talker Research on behalf of Izio Artisan Bakery, parents say they'll devote 3 hours to meal planning and another 3 hours to grocery shopping every week on average. They'll also spend another 2 hours packing school lunches and 4 hours cooking during a typical school week on average. From the New York Stock Exchange, I am Jane King with your Ag and Energy Report.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
This morning we had a little bit of fog development, and there you can see the fog starting to lift from about Grand Island and northward. Still a little bit of low-level cloud cover right in the middle of the state. But notice we're getting some sunshine across southeast and then our southern counties, and just like that. It's going to be warming up. Also, severe weather. This is the last update for the midday. We have been taken out of the marginal risk across southeast Nebraska. Does include maybe southern Lancaster County. But you can see slight risk, marginal, and then they added southwest Nebraska into that level 2 slight risk. All due to some damaging winds with gusts up to 70 miles per hour. Let's show you. Through the rest of this afternoon, we could see a few pop-up isolated showers, maybe a rumble of thunder right here going into about 5 p.m. Models aren't showing it, but could be aware. But the main severe weather threat will begin around 7 to 9 p.m. We're going to start to see some strong to severe thunderstorms out here just north of North Platte, Broken Bow, Ord, and then Ainsworth and O'Neill. Now, all of this is going to have heavy rainfall and especially some gusty winds up to 70 miles per hour. You can see there's a blimp right there. Also southwest Nebraska, all of these little clusters of showers and thunderstorms could have a few occasional gusts up to 65, 70 miles per hour. So 7 to 9 p.m. They move towards the east and they weaken with time, as we know. And that usually brings a little bit of outflow winds right ahead of these storms. And the bulk of the winds is going to be right here. You can see there's just a big blimp on this model, and that's going to be about midnight. That's going to have some gusty winds right ahead of it, just near and around the Columbus area. And then that's also going to be down towards Hastings and parts of the Tri-Cities, but a little bit weaker. That should all end our severe weather threat by 4 a.m. And then we might wake up to a few isolated showers and thunderstorms in far southeast Nebraska. Other than that, your Tuesday looks just mostly sunny, and then we're going to have a few isolated thunderstorms, some on the strong to severe side, off towards the west near Cherry County. Now, those are going to try to hang on, but we got to see what happens tonight because that will affect what happens tomorrow. Big wind bag, though, right there. Sioux City going into the overnight hours Tuesday into Wednesday. Now, that could move a little down towards the south. We'll have to watch for that, as all of this severe weather, when off in eastern Nebraska, will be an overnight threat. So you just got to be aware of that. Wednesday morning, isolated showers and thunderstorms for the first day of school for many of us will be a possibility. Now, Wednesday night into early Thursday, level 2 slight risk, and then a marginal for the whole state. Would not be surprised if that slight risk gets extended. Here's a look. Cluster of showers and thunderstorms Wednesday evening, Wednesday night. All hazards will be possible. Brief tornado potential, hail, and then damaging winds, especially as we go later into the nighttime. Storms move east, and we could be tracking just a band of some gusty, damaging winds, 60 to 70 miles per hour along I-80. And then by Thursday morning, we're left with a few showers and even a few thunderstorms as you head out the door. Check it out. Rainfall potential all the way through Thursday afternoon, about 1/2 inch to 3/4, maybe even some spots 1.5 inches to 3 inches. And that's just through Thursday afternoon. More rain is to come. Welcome to the monsoon pattern. That car might need to slow down just a bit. Lots of sunshine. And we're looking at the ABC Seamless Cam. The roads still need a little bit work. It's hot. I don't blame them for not working out there right now. 78 Broken Bow, 76 in Holdridge, where the sunshine is, 85 in Omaha, and 82 here in Lincoln. We got a lot of purple. It's humid, low to mid 70s, which makes our feel like temperatures feel like 90, 92, 88 here in Lincoln. So that's all going to rise. The wind won't be helping, and the heat index topping about 99 to 102 at max. Tonight, 72, humid. Could have a few isolated showers and thunderstorms tomorrow morning. Some gusty winds. Wednesday into Thursday is our best chance for widespread showers and thunderstorms. The weekend time, still some periodic rain chances, and the next week could calm down weather-wise.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. Right now, a trail underpass is undergoing some construction. The Parks and Recreation Department is closing off parts of the Billy Wolf Trail near 84th Street and Old Cheney Road starting today. The underpass is going to be closed every day from 7:30 in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Construction is going to last until Friday. The reason is for trail cleanup on things like landscaping and sidewalk debris. Officials are warning users to use extra caution when on the trail. Coming up next, back in the spotlight, the bold venture bringing a new public backlash against Amanda Knox nearly 2 decades after a chilling murder case.
Horizon Hospital.
Roommates. But long after the legal battle that ended her acquittal, Amanda Knox is facing a growing controversy, even trying to launch her own comedy career. Here's ABC's Allison Cossack.
This morning, the former boyfriend of Amanda Knox is speaking out about the new controversy surrounding Knox. The two were convicted, then later acquitted in the murder and sexual assault of Knox's foreign exchange roommate, Meredith Kircher, in Italy 19 years ago. Now, Knox is back in the spotlight, hosting a one-woman comedy show.
I've been trapped in a tragedy box.
Called Cartwheel, the show opened Friday in Scotland to a sold-out crowd and runs through August 17th. The title refers to claims that Knox did cartwheels in the police station after Kircher's death.
I'm referencing how I was wrongly vilified in the murder of Meredith.
The show is billed as a woman juggling motherhood and the aftermath of a wrongful imprisonment. But Knox's ex-boyfriend, Rafael Solicito, tells the Daily Mail, "I find it puzzling that a tragedy is being used as a draw for a comedy show. I am trying to process and move past what happened in a different way." Meredith Kircher's sister says Knox is trivializing violence against women.
I would have hoped that 2 decades on, we'd maybe have a little bit more empathy around using this theme and association in such a traumatic sort of, event in our lives.
An online petition to cancel Knox's show now has more than 40,000 signatures. Knox, who lives in the U.S. and has established herself as someone who campaigns for the wrongly convicted, says she's not surprised by the backlash.
I have always received criticism and pushback, no matter what I've done.
Another man was eventually convicted of murdering Meredith Kircher. He served most of his 16-year sentence. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
Coming up after the break, lottery fever. Find out how much the Powerball jackpot is worth tonight. And what are your chances of being the lucky winner?
If you've been injured in a